Aquavita is an initiative of the European Union's Horizon 2020 program. The project aims to develop innovative technology that promotes the aquaculture of low trophic species around the Atlantic. We are 35 partners and 17 countries from both the northern and southern hemisphere. Together, we will produce over 120 exploitable research outcomes that will have impact on the aquaculture of herbivorous finfish, shellfish, filter feeders, and on algae farming. In this presentation, I will introduce just 5 of the Aquavita results. And at the end of the presentation, I will ask you to complete a short survey on how useful this research is likely to be if it is implemented by your organization. The 5 impact results that I will show you are being worked on by Rhodes University and Feed, together with a number of other partners from Southern Africa and Europe. They will have impact on the abalone farming industry. The first includes the optimization of abalone hatchery production systems, where various algae and the use of adult mucus have been used to improve the consistency of settlement success and the survival of post-settled abalone larvae in abalone hatcheries, with one of the objectives being possibly organic certification at some stage in the future. The second includes developing technology to farm sea cucumbers together with abalone in land-based IMTA tanks, integrated multi-trophic aquaculture tanks, where the sea cucumbers remove abalone solid waste from below the baskets. This sea cucumber is indigenous to South Africa, and there's also the potential to develop a bêche de mer market here, more so than a market for sea cucumber gonads. The outcome is a cleaner environment for abalone production, where abalone tanks need to be cleaned and drained less frequently to remove solid waste, because the sea cucumbers do the job, which results in reduced handling of the abalone and lower labor costs, with the addition of a potential market for sea cucumber gonads. Thirdly, there are real costs to abalone farming, not just financial costs, but there are environmental costs that are linked to these financial costs. Life cycle analysis uses carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus flow to establish the environmental impact of the operation. That is, for example, every liter of fuel, every kilowatt of electricity, every gram of feed, the cost to grow the crops, the cost to get the product to market, the cost to fly it overseas, everything gets taken into account. This is referred to as a cradle-to-grave analysis. Here, we are determining the environmental cost or saving of conventional flow-through abalone farming and comparing it to systems where abalone are farmed with alva in IMTA land-based systems, where less formulated feed is used and abalone are fed alva that are grown in the farm effluent. We are also calculating the environmental cost saving of replacing fish meal in the feed with algae grown in IMTA. This analysis will give farmers a clear understanding of the cost saving of the system and the feeds that they use. The fourth Aquavita outcome that I am introducing now is one of the feeds that is being trialed and developed in this program, where we have taken alva, and in another case gracilaria, grown in an IMTA system, and then included them in one of the 2 diets. The inclusion of alva in the diet sees improved growth and feed utilization. Although the work is still ongoing, there's also an indication that the inclusion of algae in the abalone pellet also results in a more stable gut microflora. Emmanuel and Jabolo spoke about these results in a little bit more detail earlier. Finally, every abalone farmer is aware of the collapse of various abalone industries. For example, the collapse that took place in Taiwan and more recently in Australia, where a pathogen was introduced to the farming system via the algae that was fed to the abalone. Feed companies such as Feed in South Africa already apply biosecurity measures to feed ingredients to ensure that pathogens cannot be introduced to the abalone via the feed. The Aquavita research presented here is aimed at improving these methods. We have investigated a range of different sterilization methods and have established a combination of processes that ensure that any potential pathogenic bacteria, fungi, or virus are removed from the algae before being introduced to the feed. We are currently testing diets produced in these systems under farm conditions, with a focus on ensuring that the positive attributes that the algae bring, improved growth, improved feed conversion ratio, etc., but possibly also a source of good bacteria to the microbiome. We need to make sure that these positive attributes are not lost in the sterilization process. So these are the 5 research outcomes of the Aquavita project that are likely to have impact on abalone production. But before we pause for a break in the workshop, please will you take part in a short online survey. You can also complete the survey during the break. The purpose of the survey is to establish how useful you feel this research is to abalone farming. Please focus the camera of your cell phone on this QR code and follow the link to the survey. It will only take you a few minutes to complete. Please also note that you will start by answering questions based on one of these research outcomes only. You will then have the opportunity to end the survey or spend a little longer giving feedback on as many of the research projects listed here as you like. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention, and please do complete the survey.